Hello and welcome to Shell Point Today. It's the weekend edition for April 15th, 16th, and 17th. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi. Thanks for joining us today. Coming up on today's program, we'll learn about this year's school supplies drive from Beth Crenshaw and Dorothy Erickson. And we'll revisit the top stories from earlier in the week.
Remember that Saturday is a great opportunity to shop at the fabulous Trader Joe's in Naples. Court pickups begin on the island at 12:30 in the afternoon and the cost is $8. Sign up to visit this unique grocery store with great prices, good food, and healthy eating taken seriously.
Sunday will be time for another Salute to Shakespeare. Session 6 of this Academy class looks into the bard's life and work by taking a completely different approach. What if Shakespeare's plays were all penned by someone else? Sunday's session will look at the 2011 film Anonymous that explores the theory that the plays were written by Edward de Vere, Earl of Oxford. The movie is set against the backdrop of the succession of Queen Elizabeth I and the Essex Rebellion against her. You're sure to enjoy this emotional and fascinating film. It will be played in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands at 2 p.m. on Sunday.
Well, school for the kids may be still in session right now, but it's not too early to be thinking about back to school this fall. A new school year means that new school supplies will be needed. Beth Crenshaw visited with resident Dorothy Erickson recently to discuss the drive and what you can do to help out now.
Hello, Shell Point. 2016 marks the 10th consecutive year for the annual school fund drive. This year, the drive is being led by Dorothy Erickson. Hello, Dorothy. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing well.
Good. Can you tell us a little bit more about the fund drive?
Yes, this is an annual event where residents donate money to help our employees get school supplies for their children and grandchildren. And what we do is we buy the supplies and allow them to pick them up for their children and grandchildren.
Super. What are the dates for this year's fund drive?
Well, this year it's running from April 16th through April 30th.
Okay. And how can residents make their donations?
Well, every resident should get a flyer in their mailbox reminding them of it, and it has the instructions on, but you can send them through the intercampus mail to either service desk, or you can donate them in person at the service desk. There is a box there for putting the donations in.
Okay, wonderful. And I've been told that the checks should be made out to Shell Point in the Memo Line School Fund Drive.
That's fine.
Okay, wonderful. And are the residents able to bring in school supplies as well?
No, and the reason for that is because we want every bag that we give out to have the same thing in it. Okay. And also because the donations are tax deductible, there's no way we can put a value on things that are donated. Right. So we ask for money donations. Okay. We also get a good discount from our supplier when we order the things.
Wonderful. Now, and you said that the employees receive the bags. How does that happen?
Well, in July, in the middle of July, on the same day that they pick up their paychecks so that we have more employees on campus, they can come at different times throughout the day to pick up the bags for their children or their grandchildren. And there's a maximum of 3 bags that they can take.
Okay.
And the reason we include the grandchildren is because a lot of our employees have a big input into their grandchildren's well-being, and they actually support a lot of their grandchildren.
Yes, it's true. And you said the distribution happens in July.
That's correct.
Okay,
right.
Wonderful. Yeah, last year I was able to participate as well. My son is 6 years old, and it really, really did make a difference because those lists are long that the schools give you that we need to provide the supplies for, so it's appreciated.
They're extremely long, and for those of us of my generation, when the schools supplied everything, it's very hard to appreciate how much money this can be, especially if a family has 3 or 4 children in school.
Right. Well, Dorothy, this doesn't seem like a job that one woman can do on her own.
Oh, goodness, no. I rely on lots of volunteers, particularly when the supplies come in July. We unpack them in the manatee room. We lay them out. We have to fill the bags, which are generously donated by our office supplier. And that's a lot of work. And so there's many volunteers who help. And then also in the distributing of the bags, volunteers have to be there at 6:30 in the morning all the way to 3 in the afternoon. So I'm very thankful for all the volunteers who help.
Well, and we are very thankful as well. Dorothy, what type of supplies are included in the bags for the kids?
Okay, it's a variety. What I do is go online and look at the lists the schools give out, and I kind of make a composite. I take lists from about 5 different schools in different locations where our employees live. And it includes lots of notebooks, lots of folders, markers, crayons, colored pencils, scissors, rulers, things that you use in school.
Right. Thank you for your time today. And again, to donate for the school fund drive, you can visit either service desk at the Island or the Woodlands from April 16th through the 30th.
And now it's time to take a look at today's happenings, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hi, welcome to the weekend edition of the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Bev Chandley.
And I'm Caitlin Vanscoy.
And we're going to tell you the activities we offer for you Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to start Friday with the 8 o'clock men's match play tennis at the Woodlands Tennis Courts. And the stamp ministry will be down in the stamp room at 8:15. 8:30 until 11:30, you'll find the Friday marketplace set up in the administration courtyard. Don't forget to go down there and support those vendors. And at 9 o'clock, we have canasta and samba, both being played in the second floor at the Woodlands. Men's match play tennis will be at the tennis courts at 10. And at 10:15, you'll find Inquiring Minds in the Manatee Room on the island. Our Suzy Q boat goes to St. Charles Yacht Club today. That leaves at 10:30. Sign up is required. I'm going to move into the afternoon now, where we have a 12:30 mixed progressive bridge game. That'll be in the game room of the Woodlands. Zumba Fitness will be in the Tarpon Room at 12:45. And at 1:15, the Quilters will be in the Osprey Room. From 1:30 to 3:30, the train room will be open for tours. We have a 1:30 Vespers in the Community Room of the Arbor. From 1:45 till 2:45, we have advanced table tennis in the Tarpon Room. And at 2 o'clock, bid euchre will be played in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. Water volleyball will be at the LifeQuest Aquatic Center at 2:15. And we have a 2:30 Vespers at the Community Room of King's Crown. Great Decisions will be gathering in the Manatee Room at 2:45. And we have a 3 o'clock ballroom line dancing group that'll be going on in the Tarpon Room on the island. And our final Vespers of the day is at the Springs, and it starts at 3:30. At 6:45, it's time for game night at the Resident Activities Center. And our last activity for Friday evening is a 7:15 a cappella charity concert at the Village Church. You do need to have a ticket for that concert. Here's Caitlin to tell you about Saturday's lineup.
Well, thanks, Bev. At 8 o'clock on Saturday morning is Adopt a Road. That'll be meeting at the Administration Circle. Also at 8, pickleball will be played at the game courts behind the Resident Activity Center. And the round robin doubles tennis players will be at the Woodlands at 8 o'clock. Men's and women's doubles tennis will be at the Woodlands at 9:30. That's followed by duplicate bridge at 9:45 in the Manatee Room. The Model Yacht Sailing Club will be meeting at 10:15 at the Garden Apartment Ponds on the island. There's a trip going out to Trader Joe's Saturday afternoon. Island pickups begin at 12:30, 12:40 Woodlands, and 12:50 Eagles Preserve and Estuary. You do need to sign up for that trip. Chess will be available at 1 o'clock at the Library Lounge. And at 1:15, table tennis will be in the Tarpon Room. We finish out our Saturday with basic line dancing at 3:15 in the Tarpon Room. That's all I have for Saturday. Here's Bev for Sunday.
Well, we're going to start out at 9 o'clock with Christian Life Studies in the game room of the Woodlands and the Village Church. At 10:15, the morning worship service will be held at the Village Church and also broadcast live on Shell Point TV, Channel 13. We're going to move to 2 o'clock for a Salute to Shakespeare, Session 6. It's a DVD entitled Anonymous. That'll be in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. And at 3:30, we have the Sunday Golf Mixer down at the Shell Point Golf Club. Call 433-9790 if you're interested. And at 4:15, the Latin Size Dance Group will be in the Tarpon Room on the island. And at 6:15, we have Season of Praise Tenore, men's trio at the Village Church. You do need to have a ticket for that. Well, we hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you back here on Monday.
Menus for your weekend. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter on Friday is seafood pasta with toasted French bread and steamed broccoli. The dinner special is the seafood buffet for $17.95. The soup of the day is cream of mushroom with blue cheese. In the Island Cafe for lunch, the special is a captain's platter with fries and slaw for $7.75. The dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Friday are Florida lobster tails for $23.95 or veal blanquette for $17.95. On Saturday, the Crystal Room is closed. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Saturday, the special is a Philly cheesesteak with chips for $7.75, and the dinner special is spaghetti and meatballs with garlic bread and mixed vegetables for $8.75. In the Palm Grill on Saturday, you can have prime rib for $20.95. On Sunday, the Crystal Room features its Sunday brunch for $17.50. In the Island Cafe for lunch on Sunday, the special is a chicken tender wrap with fresh fruit for $7.75, or the dinner special is Chef's Choice for $8.75, and the Palm Grill is closed on Sundays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Hi, Randy Woods here from the Village Church with Pastor Andy as we look forward to another weekend together in worship. As we share together, we're looking forward to celebrating with Tenore, the men's trio who will be sharing in ministry this Sunday morning and Sunday night in concert. But as we share in worship, we're continuing with the vision statement or the mission statement of the church.
That's right.
Tell us about what our plan is. This has kind of been the series as we've gone through the phrases. And
Yeah.
where are we this
Well,
week?
we've obviously the mission statement is that we are building a community of forgiveness, purpose, and hope in Jesus Christ. And we've been looking at each one of those individually. We looked at forgiveness and being a people of forgiveness. We've looked at what it meant to be a people of purpose. We looked at what it meant to be a people of hope. And then obviously we are basically the way we look at it is that we're bringing a vision to the mission statement. You know, the mission statement is a concise statement. Now we're trying to see the various dimensions of those things as they play themselves out. Then we also looked at the significance and importance of that phrase at the end, in Jesus Christ, that only in Jesus can we really fulfill all those elements. And then we've also looked at what it meant to be building a community. What's a community supposed to do? What's a community look like? Why are we doing this together rather than individually? And so we've looked at all of those elements. Now it comes time to ask the question, are you in? And basically that's what it all comes down to. It's one thing to have a mission, and we've explored it, we've talked about it, we've done our homework on it, we've looked at strategic planning, and we really are believing in the mission. But it's another thing for the congregation to say that they own it. And so the message is entitled Devoted to the Mission. You know, as I think of that passage in Acts chapter 2, which we looked at recently, about community, it said about the early church that they were devoted to the apostles' teaching, to the fellowship, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. And so, you know, it wasn't just that stuff showed up in church. It's that they were devoted to those things. And so we need to be a people who are devoted to building a community of forgiveness, purpose, and hope in Jesus Christ. And of course, we're doing that in the morning, but tell us a little bit more about how Tenore will connect with even the morning worship service,
yes,
right?
The ensemble will be with us in the morning service and singing several selections, a couple selections with the choir. The choir is going to be singing the Lord's Prayer with them, as well as one of my favorite hymns, It Is Well With My Soul. So we look forward to having the trio and then the full concert in the evening. And they have a piano accompanist who comes from Orlando, who's a church musician there. And then the three guys, these three have blended their voices. They've gotten several awards in gospel music. And I know that our folks are really going to enjoy their ministry. There'll be opportunity to sing along as well in the worship experience. So tickets have been available at the office, but you can get them even Sunday night before the concert. You can get them at the door. They're $10, and it's going to be a wonderful evening of celebration.
Yeah, what I'm aware of in the kinds of work that they do and the ministry that they have, I think our people will just resonate and obviously that's a musical word, but if pun perhaps intended, but they will resonate with their ministry, and people will be sorry if they missed it.
That's
They're
right.
special.
It's going to be a very special time, so we're looking forward to it this weekend.
That's great.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us on Connections, but we hope that you'll join us as well Sunday morning at 10:15 at the Village Church, or Sunday evening at 6:15 with the concert. This is the final series of the Season of Praise concert series at 6:15, and tickets will be available at the door. Come and join us.
And now let's revisit the top stories from earlier this week. Salon and Spa Manager Robin Church was happy to present us with some skincare specials for the month. Here's Robin once again with the GM Collins product line.
Hi, my name is Robin Church, and I'm the Salon and Spa Manager here at Shell Point. And I just wanted to share with you our great skincare special for the month of April. It's with our GM Collins skin line, and it's in the Hydromusing line is where the special is. And if you were to buy 2 of either the Hydromusing cream, the gel cream, the mask, or the serum, any combination of those 4, you can receive a cleanser or a treating mist absolutely free. So this is a great time to try out GM Collins for the first time or stock up on some favorites. Please feel free to stop by the Island Salon, and we'd be happy to help you in your selections. And I just wanted to share with you our newest addition, which is our authentic barber chair. A lot of our gentlemen are really enjoying the comfort of this chair. It has a lot of added cushion, it's a little wider, it's just a bigger, more masculine chair. So if you'd like to come and enjoy a wonderful haircut in our new barber chair, please give us a call at 489-8400 extension 1 for the Island Salon. And I just wanted to share with you a great tip as we're going into spring and we're leaving winter behind. Even in Florida, our humidity drops and our skin gets drier. And our lips are often where it really kind of settles in. So a great way to repair those cells in the skin on your lips and to hydrate them is to get a tea bag, a green tea bag. It must be green tea. And you dip it in some warm water, and you get the tea bag good and saturated. And after it's fully saturated with the water, you would remove the excess water, and then you would rest it on your lips for 5 minutes and just let it do its things. The tannins in the green tea are what really help to heal the skin of the lips. So this is a great thing that you can do at home. You probably have some green tea, and you can always enjoy your green tea after you've hydrated your lips. So thank you, and have a great day.
The Shell Point Variety Show is just about a week away. In case you haven't seen this little teaser, take a look now.
Mama, don't worry, I'm gonna be just fine. I'm just going to New York City, that's it.
Make sure you call me and your father with the first payphone you see, okay?
I'll call you from the first payphone I see. Don't worry.
Make sure you watch out for potholes and for pickpocketers. It's
Bye,
very
Mama.
dangerous.
Bye, Papa.
Just make sure you wear appropriate clothing and just make sure you're safe. See the rest of Dakota's story at the Variety Show on Tuesday, April 19th at the Village Church. She might meet a few characters, so make sure you're there. See ya.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today.
During these gorgeous spring months, it's a great time to get out and enjoy the water. Lucky for you, there's no shortage of opportunities to enjoy the crystal clear waters of one of Shell Point's pools. Or you can relax those sore muscles in one of the spas. To find out just how many we have here, Dan Filgreen headed out on a quest of aquatic proportions.
Well, what better place to start our quest than the Life Quest Aquatic Center? Let's check it out. The premier pool at Shell Point is this big one at the Aquatic Center. It's almost 2 pools in one because there's lap lanes back there, but we'll just count it one time. It's a great place to get your lap swimming in, and there's no better exercise. Number 2, the fitness pool at the Aquatic Center. Our fitness gals have a lot of great classes that go on right here. And here in the Island Health Club, well, there used to be a hot tub right here. And speaking about what there used to be, well, now we have an aquatic center. The Aquatic Center has hot tub number 1. On Friday afternoons, you might want to check out water volleyball. Looks like they're having a good time. So you might think that, you just can't get into these pools, but you know what? Willie here just had her elbow worked on, she had trouble with her knee, and you know what? We're going right in with no problem. Check this out. This pool in the rehab center might not be your first choice, but it's good to know that it's here if you need it. A pool you might not think about is this one right here behind the springs. We'll call it number 3. Whee! This pool out here at the Woodlands is a nice big one. It's recently been refurbished and it's looking great. And if you really want some extra excitement, you can jump over the fence and swim in the lake with the gators. Another addition out here at the Woodlands is this pretty new hot tub. Nothing like a hot tub when your back's hurting a little bit. Well, let's see. That makes number 2 for the hot tubs of Shell Point. Pool number 5 is the one here at Eagles Preserve. Now this pool is a swimming pool architect's dream. It really is beautiful. And you can lounge around the water here and watch your neighbors playing golf while you're at it. So check out this pool and make a few new friends at Eagles Preserve. Amid all your pool fun, keep in mind our Florida summer thunderstorms and when thunder roars. Hot tub number 3 is the one at Eagles Preserve. Now this one has a really cool shade sail over it, so if it happens to start raining while you're out here, don't worry, you won't get wet. And hot tub number 4 is here at the estuary, and it's surrounded by a lovely water view. The last pool on our grand tour is not exactly the last pool, because some of the Palmakers and estuary homes have private pools. But officially, this is number 6, the new pool at the estuary. And it is a very gorgeous pool. And by the way, very soon in the near future, there's going to be a new shade sail similar to the ones at the Aquatic Center that will be over the northwest part of the pool and deck area. So folks, all of these pools are available to you as Shell Point residents. That's right, every day of the week just about, you could be swimming in a different pool and meeting people from the various neighborhoods, making new friends. What a great way to spend a day. So get outside, enjoy this gorgeous Florida sunshine, and enjoy your Shell Point pools.
Jerry Nanfeld says that it's not too early to be thinking about Christmas. I guess that's because it's easy for her since she's the head of the 2016 Employee Christmas Fund Drive Committee. She was excited to tell us more about it in this year's theme, Giving Thanks.
I'm here today with Jerry Nanfeld from Lucina, who is this year's chairperson for the Committee for the Employee Christmas Fund. They're getting started this week, and she came by to tell us a few details. Welcome, Jerry.
Thank you, Mary Kay, and thank you so much for having me. We're really excited about this weekend because we've worked for a couple of months to get all this information out about the Employee Christmas Fund.
It's great to hear the news about this campaign. And I wanted to know a little bit about how it got started and when did it get started?
I don't know exactly when it was, but it was a long time ago that the residents at Shell Point actually started this committee because they have the tipping policy here. True. And you can't tip the employees, and they wanted a way in which they could thank the employees for being so good to them.
Yeah. Well, who administers the campaign and how is it run?
Actually, the Residents Council is the group that administers it, and each year the chair of the council appoints a resident at Shell Point to coordinate the campaign for that year. And they either choose a committee or they ask the person, the chair, to choose.
Is that how you got started?
That's how I got started. And actually, Mary Kay, I chose my committee before I told them I would do the job.
It takes a team.
Right.
Now tell us a little bit about the theme and the campaign that you're running with this year.
Our committee decided to have as our theme this year, Giving Thanks. And the reason we chose that theme was, to us, it's when we give our gift of money to give to the employees at Christmas for a Christmas gift. When we do that, we're saying thanks to all the employees for what they mean to us and all the things that they do for us during the year.
How much do residents typically give to the fund?
We do have on the website, and when we first came, my husband and I, we asked someone, how do you know what to give? Because you want to have some idea about that. So I know some people that are new are thinking about that. And someone told us, if you think in terms of $1 a day, you could start with that thought, and that would guide you somehow. And so we started out thinking in those terms. Some people think of $2 a day. Wow. And then after you've been here for a while, you end up wanting to give a lot more. So you get to know the employees.
Well, tell us a little bit about the ways that employees or residents can give to this Employee Christmas Fund. Is there one way or another?
You can give a one-time gift if you prefer to do that. Anytime during the year, when we sent the mailing out, there was an envelope with it. You could just put your check in there, the check written to Shell Point, because they keep the money for us. And in the memo block, you put Employee Christmas Fund, so they know where it goes. And they'll hold it in the bank for us. And then you can also sign a authorization that we put in that mailing, and it can be taken out of your account each month. Okay. So some people prefer to have a little bit taken out each month during the year instead of one lump sum. So those are two ways you can do it. Also, on the web page, you can give your gift, and it's very clear if you go to the web page. All the directions are very clear. I gave our money that way this year. It was kind of fun. As we've said, we've launched now, and this is to remind everybody and get it out there in front of all the residents, and then from now until October, we will give out reminders, just slowly giving out reminders. But in October, after the Bakeless Bake Sale, we will have a big push in the end, and that will go to, the deadline is early December.
Okay, good.
From the finance office. Every single office, human resources, marketing, the TV, the magazine, everywhere has been so very helpful to us. Good. And as a committee, we just appreciate it so much.
Good. Well, it is our pleasure, and we do have to say thank you to you, to your committee, and to all the residents who give to the Employee Christmas Fund every year. All the employees I'm speaking on behalf of, we give from our heart for our jobs every day, but we also appreciate this very generous gift. So thank you all very much. Health Victor, Turning Lemons into Lemonade, is a health connection class coming up on Monday, and you don't want to miss it. Bob Mandel had a stroke 20 years ago and was, according to doctors, sentenced to life in a wheelchair. Come hear Bob's incredible testimony of his journey to recovery and improvement. Heather Batty visited with him this week to learn about Monday's class.
Hi, I'm Heather Batty with Resort Services. Today I have a special guest, Bob Mandel. He is many things, but most importantly, he's motivational and inspirational. He's here to talk to us about his upcoming Health Connection program called Health Victor, Turning Lemons into Lemonade.
Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for being
my pleasure.
here. You are very inspirational and motivational about your book and how you've really worked to get better.
Right.
Can you tell me about that?
Well, 20 years ago, I had a stroke, and I was paralyzed. I was aphasic. I was incontinent, and they told me I'd be in a wheelchair, and then I was in a Connecticut nursing home for 3.5 months. And I couldn't really think very much, and I couldn't speak very much. But when the doctor said, "You're going to, accommodate yourself to the idea of being in a wheelchair," I said to myself, And my wife of 18 months said the same thing. We had just gotten married in Connecticut, and so there was the journey began. And the bad news was I had a stroke at 53. Wow. The good news was insurance was different than it is today. And so I was in the nursing home for 3.5 months, progressing slowly, but I was progressing. And then got involved with outpatient therapy in Danbury, your home.
Yes.
Main Street
Okay.
Therapy, which is a world-class therapy facility.
Yeah.
I was there for 2 years, 4 to 5 hours a day.
Wow.
5 days a week.
What do you remember being one of the biggest struggles for you when you were first starting out?
Well, initially the first struggle was speaking. And when the speech pathologist came to my room at the nursing home, I realized I couldn't speak very well. I had just gotten out of the hospital where I'd been for 10 days, where I'd had hiccuping for 10 days, so I basically slept. And she gave me a 3-word sentence, and I couldn't repeat it.
Do you remember the sentence?
It was something like, "I love you," or something really simple.
Okay.
And I couldn't get the 3 words out, and that's when it hit me that I was a lot sicker than I thought. But that wasn't going to stop me in any way. So, they gave me speech therapy, and I had physical therapy, and I had occupational therapy. And when I got to the outpatient facility in Danbury, I did therapy in a pool, which was great because that's the first time I walked after the stroke.
Yeah.
Because of the buoyancy of the water.
Exactly.
I was able to do it enough. And then I realized I'd be able to walk again. And I had therapy for the therapy. Because I needed therapy.
Yes.
And over time, I started getting less therapy, and then I started working with an exercise physiologist in Danbury. And when that ended, frankly, I had burnt out of all the therapy. You do burn out.
Sure.
And we moved down to Stanford and to a high-rise, which was more handicap-friendly. And then we proceeded to move down here to Naples. Built a house in Naples 15 years ago. And then I thought to myself, I think the sun and vitamin D and all that kind of stuff I can make some more progress. And so I got involved in their therapy, and I still have my good insurance.
Good. Well, that's good.
And while I was there, soon after I got there, a young gal who had just graduated for University of Florida physical therapy program, she came running over to my table, and she said, "You have to get involved in the Brain Rehab Center up in Gainesville.
Oh, wow.
They do lots of studies, and you would be perfect for that." So I journeyed up there for a day and a half. They sliced and diced me. And when you do clinical research, you have to get all of the variables out of the way, and so that you meet the criteria of the researcher. And so I spent the summer up there, the better part of the summer, kind of going back and forth. And I did something called constraint therapy, and that's when they give you a catcher's mitt over your unaffected hand and do everything with your affected hand. And the theory goes that the brain rewires by all that intense activity. Something that was thought of by Dr. Taub of the University of Alabama. And so I did, and then the end result of being able to do that was I could hold a wine glass. And then I did another study. Remember Christopher Reeves? There were pictures of him hanging over a treadmill. And they had never done that with a stroke patient. So they asked me to do it. And so we did it in 2 weeks, over a 2-week period, about an hour a day. And I speeded up my walking about 25% pre and post testing, doing academic study. And then I did a whole bunch of other studies. The mental studies didn't help me. I was too far gone. So and then, you know, I just kept doing therapy and kept doing exercise. I work out every day. And,
That's great, good for you.
And that's part of the idea of Health Victor. I got down to my basic training weight, which is tough to do, but I've done it. And so, you know, when you carry around less weight, you are, it's easier to walk. You have more energy. And so I did that. That's another part of Health Victor.
And Health Victor, is that relatable to the book that you've written and some of the talks that you do?
It is. It's basically, the book is a how-to book, how to get better. My publisher said, look, Bob, you're not Bill Clinton, so no one's going to read a memoir of you. Maybe your friends and relatives, but that's it. That's it. But that's not going to sell, and I won't publish it. But he said, if you write a how-to book, how you've done what you've done, I'll do that.
And what are some of the key things outside of therapy, the physical therapy, occupational? What are some other things that you think have attributed to
Well,
this?
the first thing is I am a great advocate of being involved in clinical research, just as I was up at Florida, and also some other studies down in South Florida. You know, it's a way to get the cutting-edge medicine, becoming involved in it, and then you mentally become part of that process, and that's good for you.
Yeah.
Another thing is I still work, and I continue to work, I will always work, because I believe that by working, you get your brain works, your body works, and you're always engaged, completely engaged. So I'm a great believer in that. And then diet, I am not totally vegetarian, but I don't eat too much to breathe. But not vegan or anything like that. But so those combination of things, I think it helps you become quite healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I've done. We travel, and that's how this book actually got going. My wife and I had gone to Australia and New Zealand a couple of years ago on our own, 6 weeks, 18 flights. The 18 flights.
Wow.
We did tours, but we weren't on a tour. We took a cruise across to New Zealand, and then we did our own excursions.
And that's how you kind of got the idea for the book?
Well, a good friend of mine who is who used to be a professor at University of Michigan of Communications, he said, Bob, you have to write how you went from a nursing home to to writing a book and doing what you're doing, going to Australia, going to New Zealand. And now we're planning to go to the Arctic this winter.
Oh, wow. Great. Well, we don't want to give away too many of your secrets because we want everyone to come to your presentation. This presentation is, again, Bob Mendel, Health Victor. It's turning lemons into lemonade. It's a health connection program. It's Monday, April 18th at 1 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room. So if you want to find out more secrets about
we got lots more to talk about.
Health Victor, make sure you join us. Thank you so much and stay happy and healthy.
What exactly are gift annuities? How about charitable IRA rollovers? Well, there's no better place to go to find the answers than to the Legacy Foundation. Except this week we had to find our answers at the Island Amphitheater where Melody Desolé was trying to play the guitar.
Hey, Melody. I was wondering where you went for lunch.
Yeah, I decided to come out here to Friendship Point, enjoy the beautiful weather. I was so inspired by the Mountain Faith Band that dedicated this very place that I decided I'm going to start working on my second career. I'm going to take this show on the road.
Really? I didn't know you were an aspiring musician or that you had a show to take on the road.
Well, my name is Melody and I have music in my veins.
Are you really that passionate about taking your show on the road?
Well, if I'm honest, not really. I was just looking to make a few extra bucks for my IRA. And if I did learn something at Shell Point, it's that it's never too early to start planning for my future.
That's right, Melody. In fact, I was just talking to a CPA. You know, it's income tax season, and everybody's looking for ways to save on income tax. I think I got a really good idea for next year.
What'd you learn, Jeff?
Well, for the past several years, IRA owners have been able to take their required minimum distribution and give it directly to charity without recognizing the income. It's been a great tax benefit to IRA holders, and especially those that are charitably minded.
I can see that.
Well, Melody, the conundrum has always been that Congress would wait until December of each year to approve the IRA rollover provision. But this past December, the President made the IRA to charity rollover provision a permanent tax provision. So, while our residents have income taxes on their mind, we need to let them know this new IRA to charity provision can help them on their 2016 income taxes.
Well, that's great, Jeff. So that means residents can make gifts from their IRA directly to charities like Shell Point and save on their taxes?
They sure can.
And they can designate their gift to the Friendship Fund, Hope Hospice at Shell Point, the Memory Care Program, and more. Wow, Jeff, we need to let our residents know about this and have them contact you directly at the Legacy Foundation if they haven't taken their required minimum distribution this year.
That's right, Melody. Well, let me think about how we can tell our residents, and I'll let you get back to the performing.
Sounds like a plan, Jeff, because I have a great idea. I'll perform here at Friendship Point next year, followed by the Fine and Performing Arts Concert Series, and I will save you a front row seat at my premiere at the Grand Ole Opry.
And that's going to bring this weekend edition of Shell Point Today to a close. Be sure to watch again next week when we'll have more information and stories about Shell Point. Until then, this has been the news for the weekend of April 15th, 16th, and 17th. I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi.
And I'm Rich Nation. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend.